She grew up in a small city where dreams were quiet and expectations were limited. People believed technology was not for girls. They believed leadership belonged to men. She believed in curiosity. As a child, she opened broken radios, old phones, damaged computers. She wanted to know how things worked, not to impress anyone, only to understand. Her school had one computer lab. Most boys rushed to it. Girls were told to choose safer subjects. She stayed after class. She learned alone. Teachers said, technology is too complex. Relatives said, choose something easy. Society said, this field is not for you. She listened. Then she continued. At university, she entered computer engineering. Out of many students, only a few were women. In classrooms, she felt invisible. In group projects, her ideas were ignored. When she spoke, they interrupted. When she stayed silent, they assumed she knew nothing. She worked twice as hard. She learned 3 times more. Late nights, cold coffee, lines of failed code, moments of doubt. She questioned herself. Then she remembered why she started. She did not want approval. She wanted impact. During internships, she faced rejection. Companies said, we need experience, but experience was never offered. Male interns were mentored. She was overlooked. Instead of complaining, she started building. She created small tools, apps that solved simple problems, systems that improved efficiency. No one clapped, no one noticed, until one project worked. It was a simple idea, using data to predict system failures before they happened. She tested it alone. She refined it daily. When she presented it, the room was silent, not because it was weak, but because it was unexpected. Senior engineers questioned her logic. She answered calmly. She showed results. For the first time, they listened. Still, promotions went to others. Leadership roles skipped her. She realized something important. Talent is not enough in a biased system. So she chose a different path. She decided to build her own company. No investors, no support, only a vision. People laughed. Some warned her. Many ignored her. She began with a laptop and an idea. She worked from her room. She failed repeatedly. Servers crashed, clients left, money ran out, fear visited often. Giving up seemed easier, but quitting would mean proving them right. So she stayed. She refined her innovation. She focused on real-world problems: security automation, predictive technology, smart systems. Slowly, clients returned. Then more came. Her solutions saved time, saved money, saved systems. Companies started asking, who built this? They expected a man. They met her. Surprise turned into respect. She did not raise her voice. She raised standards. Her company grew. Her team expanded. More women joined. She hired talent, not gender. Industry events invited her. Panels asked her to speak. She told the truth. The barrier was never ability. The barrier was access. She was not trying to compete with men. She was trying to change the system. By the end of this phase, her startup was no longer invisible. Neither was she. But the real battle had just begun. Success did not make her life easier. It made resistance stronger. As her company grew, so did the attention, not all of it positive. Competitors questioned her credibility. Some claimed her ideas were copied. Others said she was just a face. They said real work must be done by men. She smiled and continued. Inside boardrooms, she was still the only woman. People spoke over her. Decisions were made without her. She noticed something important. When a man failed, it was experience. When she failed, it was proof. So she stopped fearing failure. She invested deeply in research. She hired engineers who believed in purpose. She trained young women who had talent but no access. She created internships for girls. She mentored quietly. She lifted others silently. Her technology evolved from tools to platforms, from small solutions to scalable systems. Artificial intelligence, predictive automation, cybersecurity innovation. Her company became difficult to ignore. Large corporations reached out, government projects showed interest, global firms wanted partnerships. Still, doubts followed. During one major pitch, an investor asked, "Who is the real technical lead?" She answered calmly, "I am." The room felt heavy. They tested her knowledge. Deep questions, complex systems, hard problems. She answered without hesitation. By the end, silence returned. Not doubt, respect. Funding finally came. Not charity, not favor, validation. With resources, she expanded globally, new offices, new teams. But growth brought pressure. Media wanted her story, but they wanted drama, struggle, emotion. They wanted to highlight gender, not innovation. She refused to be reduced. She said, "Talk about my work." Some outlets walked away. Others listened. She learned leadership is not pleasing everyone. Inside her company, she faced another challenge: internal bias. Some male employees resisted her authority. They followed instructions slowly, questioned decisions privately. She addressed it directly. She introduced transparency, clear metrics, performance over opinion. Results spoke. Those who adapted stayed. Those who could not left. Her culture became strong, focused, inclusive. She refused toxic brilliance. Her systems now protected millions of users, prevented cyber attacks, saved companies from collapse. Awards followed, titles followed, but she felt something missing. Impact must reach beyond profit. She started community programs, coding schools, free online courses, scholarships. Girls from small cities, women restarting careers, students without privilege. She shared knowledge openly. Critics said, "You are creating competition." She replied, "Progress is not owned." Her influence spread. More women entered tech. More voices rose. Still, backlash existed. Online harassment, anonymous threats, attempts to discredit her. She strengthened security. She strengthened herself. Fear no longer controlled her. One night, she reflected. She was no longer proving herself. She was building legacy. Yet the biggest test was coming. A global crisis hit. Systems failed. Security collapsed. Industries panicked. They turned to her technology. This moment would decide everything. And she was ready. After rejecting the takeover, pressure increased. Competitors attacked publicly. They questioned her leadership. They predicted collapse. Stock analysts doubted sustainability. Media headlines turned sharp. She felt the weight, not fear, responsibility. She gathered her team, not to defend, but to define the future. They chose independence, innovation, integrity. Resources tightened, budgets shrank, but focus sharpened. She removed distractions, she simplified systems, she prioritized mission-critical work. Her technology evolved again, from defense to prevention, from reaction to resilience. She launched an open framework, shared standards, collaborative security. The industry resisted. Open systems threatened monopolies. She faced lawsuits, regulatory pressure, hidden lobbying. Her legal team warned her, settle, compromise. She refused. She believed technology should protect people, not control them. During this period, she faced personal cost. Time vanished. Relationships strained. Loneliness returned. Late nights, empty rooms, heavy thoughts. She questioned herself. Then she remembered. Change never asks permission. Her company survived attacks. Clients stayed loyal. Trust deepened. Smaller firms joined her framework. Universities contributed research. Independent developers supported openly. A movement formed, not built on branding, built on belief. Governments began to adopt standards, slowly, carefully. The narrative shifted from rebel to leader. She was invited to global summits, not as inspiration, as authority. She demanded fair access, ethical use, inclusive growth. Some listened, others resisted, but momentum had started. Inside her organization, new leaders rose, women in senior roles, diverse voices at the table. She stepped back slightly, not to disappear, but to elevate others. Leadership is multiplication. Her role changed again, from builder to architect. She designed long-term strategy, succession, sustainability. She knew one truth: if the system depends on one person, it will fail. She invested in people, process, values. Years passed. Her company no longer chased survival, it defined standards. Young girls studied her work, not her gender. Textbooks mentioned her innovation, not her struggle. But the final test approached, a decision that would define her legacy: power or purpose. The world watched again, and this time, the ending would echo far beyond her. The final challenge was unlike anything before. A global technology crisis threatened entire industries. A vulnerability in critical systems put millions at risk. Governments, corporations, and individuals looked to her company for solution. Her team prepared tirelessly. She coordinated strategies across continents. Every decision had weight. Every second counted. Despite fatigue, fear, and pressure, she remained steady, her vision clear, her purpose unwavering. Her technology deployed, it stabilized networks, secured data, protected infrastructure. The world watched in real time. Her leadership style became case study: calm in chaos, integrity over shortcuts, empathy over authority, results over recognition. After weeks of non-stop work, the crisis was contained, systems stabilized, confidence returned. Her company earned respect, not because of size, not because of revenue, but because of responsibility and trust. The world acknowledged her contribution, not just as a woman in tech, but as a visionary leader, a problem solver, a change maker. She received awards, invitations, and global recognition. Yet, she remained humble. Her focus shifted to mentorship and inclusion, building programs for women in technology worldwide, providing access, education, guidance, and opportunities. Her journey inspired millions. Girls who once thought tech was not for them now dreamed boldly. Young women engineers stepped into leadership roles, and a culture of innovation and equality began to reshape the industry. Looking back, she remembered the long nights, the failures, the dismissals, the silent battles. Every struggle had forged resilience. Every doubt had fueled determination. Every barrier had shaped purpose. She realized she did not just break a male-dominated field, she transformed it. Her story became legend, not for fame or fortune, but for proving that courage, perseverance, and vision can change the world. And in the quiet moments, she smiled knowing that the path she paved would carry others forward long after she was gone. The legacy was not just technology, it was empowerment, it was access, it was hope. She became not only an innovator, but a symbol of what is possible when determination meets opportunity. And so, the world changed. Not overnight, not without struggle, but because one woman refused to accept limits and inspired millions to do the same.